We're live.
Woohoo.
Hi, everyone. I'm here with Olivia Paige, the shamanic sound healer, and we are going to be doing Q&A. Doing a Q&A with Alparbeam, who is a Blue Avian. And now we're just checking to see if we're actually live before we start. I don't think so. Have a feeling in just a second it's going to say that we're not live because I don't see us. Been having some problems with Facebook because they just don't like it when we use other platforms to come live. But the truth is, Facebook sucks. Okay, I'm gonna fix it now. But we will remember this part's always on the replay, so I'll try not to cuss. As we restart.
All right, let's see here.
Okay, here we go.
Well, I don't see us in the feed, but maybe we're in the event.
There we go. Now I think we're live. Let's see. Is there anybody out there? Hello. We're here on 5D Daily, your favorite group.
I don't see.
I don't see us. I don't think it's working.
Events. Are we live in the event? I
Can't be live in the event anymore because I had to undo it and do it again. There we are. We're here. We're here.
Okay.
Let's see. Maybe I can pin it.
Oh, yep. There we are.
We're live. Okay. What are we doing here? Hi, everybody. I'm Rachel Chamness with Sound Waves Heal. Hey, Sherry. I'm here today with Olivia Paige, who's a shamanic sound healer. I'll be trancing. Say hi. Sorry.
Hi.
And I'll be trancing Alparbeam, the Blue Avian. Any questions that we want to ask him, since that was what we did on the podcast this week. If you saw the podcast, it was part 2 where Olivia is asking questions. She's a great interviewer. And I was in deep trance with Alpar, and he was answering lots of questions. So last week was part 1, and this week was part 2. Hi, everybody. And the name of my podcast is on, I think, every channel that I could possibly find. It's 5D Chills and Chats with Rachel Chamness. And if you could follow it somewhere, I would really love that. Thank you. Please follow. It's new and I'm working my butt off on it. So I'd really love it. Alparbeam is a Blue Avian. And if you've been tuning in, hi Jessica, hi Nils, hi Attila and Sherry. If you've been tuning in, then you know he's a Blue Avian. He's a higher dimensional being. He's super cool. He's one of my spirit guides. I met him in Tag Lightworkers, which is my monthly group where we go live. We go live in this group. Well, actually, we have lives all week long with all kinds of mediums that have taken my courses, my advanced courses. But we also go every month to meet new beings, and we really connect to them in all kinds of ways. And there's also a whole mystery school of learning in there and lives during the week. So we just really deeply connect to beings, and they give us gifts and help us in ascension. And it's very, very cool. And I love it. I'm doing it for years. Okay. And so if this is happening, like we can't see who you are, then you just have to click the link. I'll put it on the bottom. Click StreamYard.com/Facebook. That doesn't give Facebook anything except you're okay to StreamYard. They don't take any more of your information than they've already taken. Hate to tell you. Did you ever know a civilization who made an elaborate simulation and trained their souls? That's what we're doing now, Attila. But we can ask that question. Okay, let's do it. I will go into trance. Anything you want to say before I do?
Just, to feel free to ask your questions that you have for Alparbeam, and that they're not for personal questions, but for questions that you have about, ascension or spirituality, and sure, the matrix, things like that.
Okay. I am Alpar. I'm glad to be back. Thank you for coming live with me. Thank you, Olivia, for asking the questions. And thank you all who are watching now or who will watch in the future. Do you have questions for me?
Yeah, so someone asked, do you know of any civilization who has made an elaborate simulation to train their soul?
That is what the third dimension is. So not just this planet, but many. And it's not even just the third dimension. For each time you incarnate into a body, it is a type of simulation to train your soul. All of everything that we know is just a simulation of the God source, and we are all part of it. That doesn't make it not real. What is real and what isn't real? It is all the same.
Okay. So would you consider what you're doing like a simulation?
Also, yes, I am learning in this ninth dimensional body. I'm learning more. I'm helping Earth now, and I've helped other civilizations, and I've helped many, and I've done my own work and my own growth in different ways. And yet I am still a spirit in this body. I am still like you in an incarnation. And there are more worlds than this, more than this plane of existence, this galaxy, these universes. There are others as well that you cannot even comprehend from this place. There are so many ways to train your soul and so much to discover.
Okay. All right.
Oh, the birds like me. They chirp.
Yes. So we have another question. Is there a particular planetary system that you primarily inhabit?
We once were here in the Kier planet, but that is in a past time. Since there is no time, we can go back, but we mainly do not. We are mainly incarnate in what you would consider ships and live on ships. There are some still in Kier, but it is a time separation, which is hard to explain, but is a type of separation here in this dimension that I mainly inhabit and my people.
Yeah, and Sherry, if you watch the podcast that Rachel and I did with Alpar, that information is covered in that podcast, so you can hear more about that there. So we have another question from Jessica. Jessica, this information is also in the podcast, but I'm going to let you touch on it just a little bit. What would be the best way to prepare ourselves to try to receive a message or communication with the cure?
To receive messages from higher dimensional beings, yes, there is preparation. You will need to first be able to keep the vessel, the body, etheric body, clear of as much as you can. If you're not completely clear of emotions and shadow work, but clearing, ongoing self work to bring your vibration high. And then you must learn first how to communicate with your spirit guides, And then you can learn to communicate with higher dimensional beings. And once you are doing that, when you can communicate with us, when you can hold the light, or if you can call us forward in a meditation state to speak with us, we will be there. It is just practice to come to a higher dimensional frequency so that you can receive our messages. And you can also be attuned to us as well.
Okay. So this person, we still can't see your name, but if you do have a question, you can pose the question and leave us your name. Okay, so someone is asking, this also we talked about a little bit in the podcast. So definitely you guys want to check out that podcast because Alpar gave us all kinds of information. So they're asking, are any of us from Cure?
No, there are not many from Cure. Even this medium I speak through is not a Blue Avian starseed. There are not very many. We come mostly to help. We came later, and so many of you were not Cure. We are much separated. There are very few true Cure starseeds. However, we are available to anyone as a guide, as a mentor, as a helper.
Okay. So in the podcast, you had mentioned that as a rule, the Cure or Blue Avians do not incarnate as humans. Can you talk about why that is?
It is difficult to come into this third dimensional space, and we, as a rule, don't like to do it. It's the truth. It's dense, and we are preferring this other density that we hold. But also there is a separation. Our people are not from this sector, and so we're not as if you think about the beings who come into this earthly place to help with ascension as a volunteer, if you will, use Dolores Cannon's words, then it is like a list of star systems that are closer and are more frequently coming. And we are just not on that list, or we are very low on the list. It is not just our preference, but there are some other factors. They're not very important, but we just don't, as a rule, come very often. Most when we come, it is as ourselves.
Okay. Another question the audience has is, what do we have to look forward to in 2024?
There will be a great deal of light to come into the planet, as you have already experienced. This time of year is when you will receive a great deal of light already to build the light body. But there will be more flooding the planet. It may even cause some electrical short-term problems as it comes from the sun many times. There will be a change in some governments, and there will be some changes behind the scenes in higher governments that you aren't aware of, or that you might be aware of, more to your favor. There will be more spotlight on Hollywood more awakening through a great wave of ascension that will come through the planet, which is not anything measurable like the Schumann or the solar flares, but it's just what you will find a wave. These are often attributed to date portals, but are just steps of ascension. There are 3 very big steps to ascension next year in your calendar year. You will, of course, experience these personally, as ascension is a personal change, as it is a soul evolution that you have come into this body to experience. It is not about what happens around you, but what happens within you. That is the most important thing to know about ascension. It doesn't happen to you. It happens because of your own ascension, your own transformation. Work on yourself and you see the changes. And next year, if you are open to it, you will open yourself to 3 much higher tiers of change and ascension. You may find that doing this will release some worries, some 3rd dimensional worries that you have, perhaps more flow of companionship, perhaps more flow of time, perhaps more flow of money, perhaps more flow of fun. It will be a change for you if you seek it. If you do not seek the ascension timeline, which is no one here today or tomorrow or anytime, then things could get more murky or more dense in the 3D. It could be hard to watch others. And there are many, of course, as you have seen, who are leaving the planet now, who are deeply mired in the 3D. And they don't wish to continue on the 3D timeline, which is not favorable.
Okay. All right. So our next question is, why choose this time to help us now?
This is the time in which it's occurring. And so we wanted to join the cause. It is actually very exciting for us and other beings who are watching. It is very much like what you would watch a reality show. It is definitely an Earth show that we are very, we're deeply
Invested?
invested. Thank you. Invested in. We love to see you lighting up, filling your bodies with light, choosing the light, following the paths from your spirit guides. From our view, it's very interesting to watch. And there's so much in the 3D that also is beautiful, deep feelings of love, beautiful scenery and colors and land and all kinds of beings, and it's a very beautiful place. And we hope that all will experience the beauty of it, not just nature, but of human kindness and learning. And there's so much beauty in healing and knowing that you are not alone here on Earth.
Okay, thank you. So I think there is this idea that maybe the ascension has maybe only been taking place for maybe like 30 to 50 years or something like that, but is it really something that's been ongoing for a while on Earth?
There are many layers of ascension. Yes, it's for millions of years, but it is, of course, this is the time in which you are ready to actually change your light body to a different frequency or dimension. So
I see.
that is, if you want to think about it, like it was slow and now it's faster.
Okay. All right. Right. Is there a simulation? Okay, if this is a simulation, can someone have like admin rights to change the parameters of it?
No, it is already made in its own way and has its own destination.
So who created the simulation? I mean, was it just Source or was it a group of beings or?
It's all source, all the simulations. And they are not like a computer or the Matrix. It's not so much like that. It is as real as you can feel. This is real, and it is also a simulation of the soul. It does not make it two-dimensional or a TV show. It is still real, but it is still something you can step out of, and you have had those who have shown you that they can. Prophets such as Jesus walking on water and others showing you that they can step outside the simulation, not eating for months or years. Many learn how to step outside the simulation in ways, and miracles and the thinning of the veil, seeing through it, understanding spirit also is part of seeing through the veil or working outside of the parameters of the matrix of Earth
Okay.
in the third dimension.
Okay. Thank you. The next question is, are there certain aspects that the Blue Avians can help us most? Because certain beings have come to us, like in Tag, to help us with specific things. So what specifically do the Blue Avians help us with?
We mostly help you with holding and building light inside your body. To build this light, you need to release density and release old grudges and programs. And this is constant work. So our help is, it is a little more subtle as you are on your path, especially as you can come to a certain point of channeling higher dimensional beings. We are more available for you to speak with and to help you bring light in, to help connect with the eighth dimensional nodes that we also work with on the planet.
Awesome. So would we just like ask to connect with our personal Blue Avian guide and maybe like sit and ask to, could you help assimilate more light into our body? How would we do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Connect and ask. And we aren't the only beings who do this. There are many.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
It really will help you the most if you are connecting with beings who are actually already there waiting to connect with you. If you feel very drawn to Blue Avians, then we will be there too. But to begin, you want to look with who is already with you and has been on your journey so that you can work with them first before you work with new guides or call in new guides.
So like our inner band spirit team. Would
Right.
that
Or
be
your starseed team. Yeah. More than your inner band, but you have starseed teams already. Everyone does.
I see. Okay. Um any advice on how we can coexist with loved ones who have not yet awakened?
You must just be in the present moment and try to bring them into the present moment. The present moment is all you have, and in there you can connect with anyone.
Okay. All right. So it's okay to interact with people who aren't awakened or to have relationships with people who aren't awakened, and it isn't going to impede our own journey?
No, it will not. They need people too. And your path is not their path, but you can still love each other and coexist. Find your common ground, for we all have family. You will have coworkers. You will have people you see during the day. And sometimes a spouse or child or close family, they have their path and you have yours. However, your higher selves are so connected. It is okay if they have chosen to experience the 3D path. It is what they've come here to experience. It is what they're most interested in experiencing. So, no judgment for them, for you cannot see it from a higher dimensional place where it is what they have chosen. Maybe to try and accept that that is their path and their reality reflects their chosen thoughts and their inner their inner life surrounds them in the outer. And that is all they're doing. There's nothing you can do to change that except not let it bother you, not let it impede your growth.
Okay. All right. So I just want to let the audience know I've got two more questions here, and then I think we're going to wrap up. So this, how can we optimize the energy in 2024?
Meditation is very important. If you have trouble meditating, you can start with being just silent. You can take a few minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and try to build up how long you can be still. Even if your mind makes noise, you can still be still and know that that is just your mind, not your soul. You can then work with guided meditations. You can you can join a type of group or something that can help you stay on your path. Really, to make the most of 2024 would be to be more dedicated to your path that you have chosen, what you've come to accomplish, and try to finish it. Finish the projects that must be finished on the way. For instance, this one I speak through. Finish the book. Finish new projects. Go to the next project. Same for all of you. Finish your project. Go to the next project. Maybe some of these projects are just learning what your path is, learning how to begin, taking one step at a time, but staying focused on your spirituality, which is all about you learning to feel joy and good in your life. Your mental health is very, very important.
Okay. All right. So someone there's still, I know before I said there was two questions, but now there's still two questions, and I do think this that they're both important. So um someone is asking that they heard in a channeling that the sunlight is very beneficial for us, but that we've been taught to apply sunscreen to protect us from the sunlight. And they're wondering, do we need to protect ourselves from the sunlight in any, how can we do that? Do we need to do that? Is it beneficial for us to be using sunscreen?
There's more than one answer to this. In some states of health, you will need sunscreen if you are outdoor for a long time, or you could bypass this by seeking shelter after your skin begins to burn. However, sunlight is very, very important, and you must go out in it. You must go out into the world and experience nature and let the sun light come into your body. It will not be as effective inside. You must be outside, and you must ground into the earth by walking on the ground. All these things are very, very important. You do not need to wear sunscreen on a daily basis. If you find that you'll have a type of skin that burns easily, then you may need to use it in some ways. It is actually a health, watching what you're eating and bringing yourself to a higher level of health that can keep you from burning as well. But that is not mine to teach you.
I recently channeled a message from Horus, and he said that we needed to be in the sun more, but that it could just be a couple minutes at a time. So you don't have to be out there all day long, but just allow it to touch your skin, even if it's just a couple minutes. And maybe you could build yourself up to be out there longer, by starting slow.
Yes, you just must go out. It can be only 5 minutes or 30 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
As much as you can without sunscreen is the short answer.
Yeah. And you have to listen to your own body and know what your body needs so that you know what that limit is. Okay. So, does astrology play a role in the ascension journey on Earth?
Astrology is a map you bring with yourself into this world to help open the world of spirituality to you, to understand yourself better. And it is something that you can also step away from.
Okay.
Astrology is something you can adhere strongly to, or that you can release, including Mercury retrogrades, including your own faults. You may, of course, ascend away from your own astrology map.
Okay. So it isn't like, is it, like a hard and fast rule that we need to follow everything that's in our chart and that makes us who we are? And
it may make you who you are at first, and then you will ascend away from it at a certain point. Yes. It may help you understand how you see the world, or it may not make sense. The same with human design. It is something you can step away from at some point.
And so then once there is a complete ascension, I mean, not really complete, but once we're in 5D more completely, then will it still play as much of a role?
Not at all.
Okay. All right.
It does not transcend the fourth dimension, no.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. All right. Well, those were the questions that we had for you, Alpar. Is there anything else you wanted to say before you leave us?
I want to thank you for listening, and I would like to say that your own journey is so unique and different. And don't be worried if it doesn't quite align with others that you see. And know that your unique journey will be the one that's most exciting to you. It may not go in the direction you believe it will, and that was what makes it even more exciting. And as your sixth senses, your psychic clairs begin to open more, to begin to see and recognize what is new for you on this journey will also be helpful.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And I just want you to know that everyone that was watching and that asked questions said thank you and that they appreciate your time with us. And we'd love to have you back anytime.
Thank you. I felt like I was so relaxed. Something went up my nose or something. Hey, everybody. Those are good questions.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I think the audience came up with some great questions.
yeah.
So thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Olivia. That was good.
Yeah, it was.
I need to drink a gallon of water now. All right. Well, if you're watching on replay, then I'll check the comments and love to see what you all think. So, and if you're watching live, thanks so much for coming. I really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We'll see you
Bye.
guys later.